That's fun.
My mom made me do my first musical, and I wasn't very excited about it at the time. But then once we started doing the rehearsals and everybody started getting closer together, I started realizing that it was a really positive experience and that I would grow a lot from it.
My cousin Marty did theater at City Honors, and he was like the leads in a few of the musicals, and I went to see those.
In 8th grade, I signed up for Mrs. Newton's chorus, the middle school chorus, and so the following year she told me to join the high school chorus, and then through that I really developed a love for singing.
When I first came to City Honors in 5th grade, my favorite teacher was Miss Newton, because I was just like so in love with music.
My 8th grade teacher, she was quite a character, and it was like a really small Catholic school, so we did just like a quick play there 8th grade, and it was something that probably no one ever would have heard of, and I had one line, and I remember I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
We had this big brother, big sister program, and my big sister was the lead, so like seeing that like kind of influenced me to join it, because like I was like, maybe one day I could be like that.
They had a meeting in the fall for the school musical, and they announced what they were doing, and it was a show that I was obsessed with at the time. So I auditioned, and I think from there I kind of got the bug.
People that do musical theater, I just get a lot closer with them, and I just get stronger relationships and relationships that wouldn't have normally formed.
It's definitely been where I've made my best friends.
It brings people really close together because you're working with them for such a long time, so you develop these relationships that you wouldn't necessarily develop if this whole process wasn't there in the first place.
I think that my strongest friendships have been brought up through the musical, because it's one of those things where you meet people that have the same interests, and they're so in love with music and acting and dancing.
I guess from a student, I remember, I didn't really feel like I had a group that I fit in with before my high school.
I mean, even since 7th grade, since I've been doing it, like all of the people I've done theater with, and even all the people that have graduated, they've just like become my best friends and like a family.
You find this little family within a school community, and even if it's only 25 or 30 people, it's people that are obsessed with the exact same things that you are.
Everybody really just bonds super intensely for like 2 months or like 3 months.
Theater's a really like powerful thing when you're all working together to make a show the best you can.
I've learned to work with others a lot better, because you have to like feed off of other people's energy.
I think you learn to listen is one of the big ones, because a lot of people don't understand how listening really works, but when you're rehearsing something so many times and you're paying attention to your director and he's telling you something to do, you really need to learn how to really listen and understand what they're trying to get you to do.
Well, I think like it definitely developed my social skills, because when I was younger, I was really shy.
It's risk-taking, even if you only have one line in the show, but you take a risk on how you deliver it, and then it pays off.
Coming into the musical, I was like welcomed with open arms, and it really helped me become the person that I am today.
A better work ethic, because you have to work at it harder and you have to practice on your own.
The ability to feel empathy for other people and to be able to put yourself into another person's shoes that you might not have been able to identify with.
But my favorite part is probably like the combination of the emotion that you can interpret through music and through dance.
Man, it's probably my favorite thing in the world.
I love it all. I love how much everyone loves it and how close it brings everyone together and how much of a great community it is.
This is just the feeling I get when I'm on stage doing something, because it's like an overpowering feeling that just like takes me and allows me to be someone that I'm not actually.
You can be whoever you want to be, both as yourself and as a character. So I mean, you could play somebody that you would normally never identify with, or somebody that's just completely over here when you find yourself over here.
I love the actual performing aspect, like when there's a full audience and when you're on stage with the lights, it's just really cool to look out and see everybody.
No matter which part of the machine you are, I think it's really rewarding because you're able to step back and realize that no matter what, how big or how small your part, you help make that machine power up and go through it every night when you do the show.
In general, just emoting anything you can through music is so beautiful.
I think the hardest sometimes is when there's something you can't quite get. If it's a scene in the musical or even like a song or even notes, trying not to like be too hard on yourself.
Trying to fix the corrections that I make for myself. If I feel like I can't do something right away, then I feel like I'll never be able to do it, but I need to push that thought out of the way because I know that I can in the end.
Putting yourself out there, like if you have to do an accent that like maybe sounds funny or that you're not super confident with, you just have to do it and like let people laugh at you, so you like, and then you have to learn from that.
In this one specifically, I think the dancing is a pain because tap is not a commonly learned dance for high school students who are just doing the musical for fun. So it's something that comes out of nowhere and that you have to learn quickly.
When the show ends, I think it's emotionally hard for the students that are involved in it, even the directorial staff. I mean, we kind of sink 2.5 to 3 months, sometimes for the planning process of our lives into this, where you kind of eat, sleep, and breathe this musical. So you kind of bond so intensely, and then when the show's done, you go from seeing these people every day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6, 4 hours after school, to nothing.
Oh, it's so bittersweet because I know my time's done. I mean, it's been a while, but just thinking that this is the last year, every day after school, I'm gonna walk into Miss Newton's room and see everyone there and get ready to do a show.
Oh God, so much love has come into my life from the musical that it's so hard to think that that's going to be gone.
I don't want to necessarily feel sad because I don't want it to ruin my last experience, you know, but I am definitely very sad.
It makes me sad because, you know, you do this for 4 years and you develop all these relationships with people who, just like you, enjoy doing this and just like you, really want to make it special.
I'm leaving this like chapter of my life that made me the person that I am today. Like, if I didn't have the musical, I have no idea what kind of person I would be.
I think it matters because it's so important to have that creative outlet, and I think that especially with musical theater, it really transforms not only you but the audience, and I think it's really important for people on both sides.
Oh gosh, that's a hard-hitting one. Why does it matter? It just does. I mean, everyone, like we talked about, everyone has a place in musical theater, and there's, emotionally to me, there's nothing like it.
Oh, musical theater matters so much. It's just like the creativity that we want in our lives, and we want to perform for people, not only to just like give them something to laugh or be interested in. It's to help you think about the things that go on in your life and other things that you may not see around you.
Just matters. It's a sense of worth and community and belonging, and the fact that we're not shamed or to show our feelings and to laugh until we cry.
Musical theater to me is a form of self-expression and just art in general. So for me, it's my way of getting my beliefs and my loves out into the social area.
As an audience member, you sit in a darkened theater and the overture starts, and there's just something like that electric that goes through the audience. You all feel that you're part of this group experience, witnessing something magic happening in front of you.
On one level, for like the performers, because it teaches you so many valuable skills and gives you so many like lasting relationships, and also for like the audience, it also like presents a lot of good like lessons in like a relatable and easy to understand way.
to me. I wake up every morning going into rehearsal, and I get really excited to go in there. I like review the script and the music, and it's just the greatest privilege in the world to be able to work with students who all want to be there for the same reason, to make art and to make something that counts.